My sister cut me out of her wedding, so I booked a luxury beach vacation instead. On the day she was supposed to say, I do, her groom walked out, the reception exploded into chaos, and my entire family blew up my phone, begging me to come home and fix things. I lay back on my sunbed watching the waves and their frantic messages stack up. For the first time in my life, I chose not to answer. It started with one text, just one casual message that cracked something open in my chest. Hey, just wanted to let you know the guest list is finalized and we had to make some tough cuts. Hope you understand. Love you. Tough cuts. I read those two words over and over again. Tough cuts. I wasn't some distant cousin they hadn't seen in 10 years. I wasn't a plus one or an old neighbor. I was her brother. The same brother who had picked up her pieces every time life broke her. I stared at the screen, waiting for the punchline. There had to be a mistake. A follow-up text. Sorry I clicked the wrong thing, or of course you're invited. Nothing. I grabbed my phone and called my mother. She answered on the second ring, annoyingly cheerful. Hey, sweetheart, what's up? I just got a message from Emily, I said, skipping the pleasantries. She says the guest list is finalized and I'm not on it. There was a pause. It was short, but long enough to confirm exactly what I already knew. Oh, honey, my mother sighed, using that tone she reserved for when she wanted to make me feel unreasonable. It's just a wedding. Don't make a big deal out of this. Just a wedding. A slow, hot coil of anger tightened in my stomach. Are you serious? I asked, my voice disturbingly calm. Mom, I'm her brother. How am I not invited to my own sister's wedding? She made a little dismissive tisk, like I was a child throwing a tantrum. It's not personal, she said. They had to keep the guest list small. Really? I shot back, because I just saw Emily's Instagram post. She invited 150 people. Silence, then a fake little laugh. Well, you know how things are. Weddings are expensive. Maybe they assumed you wouldn't mind skipping this one. Wouldn't mind, Mom, I said slowly. I helped her move. Twice. When she lost her job, we covered half her rent. When she had her last meltdown after that breakup, I was the one who stayed up all night talking her through it. But now I'm not important enough to be there on her special day? Oh, stop being dramatic, my mother sighed. It's just one day. You're overreacting. I let out a humorless laugh. I could already see the script. I'd argue. She'd brush me off. Emily would eventually send some half-hearted apology later. You know how stressful weddings are, right? Don't be mad. Everyone would expect me to swallow the disrespect and move on, because that's what I always did. Not this time. Something inside me shifted. If I wasn't important enough to be included, then I wasn't going to be available when they suddenly decided I mattered again. I hung up without saying goodbye. If I wasn't going to my sister's wedding, I wasn't going to sit at home stewing while my family played happy little picture-perfect celebration without me. I picked up my laptop and started looking at flights. If Emily got to have the happiest day of her life, then I was going to have the best week of mine. It took less than an hour. I booked an all-inclusive 5-star resort in the Caribbean. Ocean view suite, private beach, spa access, room service, pool. I'd spent years telling myself that kind of trip was too expensive, too indulgent, too selfish. Not this time. This wasn't just a vacation. It was a statement. By the time the wedding weekend rolled around, I was already in the air, sipping champagne in first class. I snapped a photo, legs stretched out, glass in hand, clouds outside the window, and posted it with the caption, "Guess I got cut from the guest list, but I think I'll survive." The responses rolled in almost immediately. Cousins. Ha ha ha, my aunt, the only sane one in the family. Good for you. Should have taken me with you. But the reaction that really mattered came a little later, exactly as I'd expected. From Mom. Where are you? Are you seriously missing your sister's wedding over this? You're being petty? Petty? I snapped a picture of the beach when I landed. White sand, turquoise water, sun blazing over the horizon, and sent it to her. Then I turned my phone off. When I stepped out of the airport, the warm ocean breeze hit me, loaded with salt and tropical flowers. A private car waited outside, a black SUV with chilled towels and bottled water waiting in the back seat. While my family hustled around in uncomfortable shoes and tight dresses, pretending everything was perfect, I was riding down a sunlit coastal road toward paradise. The resort looked like something out of a travel ad. Towering palms, open-air lobby, the kind of place where they hand you a cocktail before they ask for your ID. My room was insane. Floor-to-ceiling windows facing the ocean. A massive bed that looked softer than any apology I'd ever received from my family. A balcony that made the world back home feel like another planet. I dropped my bags, walked out onto the balcony, and just stood there, breathing. Then, because I'm petty in the right way, I took a picture of the view and posted it with the caption, "When one door closes, another opens, preferably to a beachside suite with unlimited margaritas." I knew it would get back to them. I wanted it to. For once, they could feel what it was like to be on the outside. The first full day was pure bliss. I woke up to room service, pancakes, fresh fruit, and coffee that ruined every cup I'd had before. No obligations. No, "can you do me a favor?" No emotional emergencies I had to fix. Just the ocean, the sun, and time that belonged entirely to me. By midday, I was stretched out on a sunbed beside the infinity pool, martini in hand, waves rolling in just beyond the edge. Every now and then I'd pick up my phone, not to check in with my family, but to enjoy how many likes and comments my posts were getting. Cousin Jake. "Bro, where even are you?" Aunt Lisa. "Okay, now you're just flexing an old college friend." "Dude, next time take me with you." Then I saw a notification that made me smirk. "Emily viewed your story." Oh, now she was paying attention. I pictured her in some overpriced bridal suite, scrolling through Instagram, seeing her brother, who she'd decided wasn't worth a seat, sipping cocktails by the sea while she was stressing about centerpieces and photography schedules. Good. She made her choice. I made mine. As the sun began to sink, painting the sky in pink and gold, my phone suddenly blew up. At first I ignored it, assuming it was more social media notifications. But then I glanced at the screen. Montamot, Emily, cousin Jake, Uncle Rob, unknown numbers, call after call, text after text. I frowned and finally unlocked the screen. The first message I saw was from my mother. "Call me. It's an emergency." Then, "This isn't the time for one of your moods. Call me back now." I exhaled, rolling my eyes. Drama. It had to be something about seating or some minor meltdown that suddenly made me useful again. Then I saw a text from Jake. "Dude, you are not going to believe what just happened." Now I was interested. I scrolled. More messages poured in. "Bro, you dodged a bullet. Call me ASAP. This is a family crisis. Your sister needs you." I shifted upright on the lounger, drink in hand, and kept reading, and then I saw it. From Melissa, my cousin. The groom walked out. I nearly choked on my cocktail. The groom walked out. I texted Jake. "What do you mean he left?" He replied almost instantly. "Dude, full meltdown at the reception. They had some huge fight, and he just walked out. Straight up left the venue." Another message followed. "Uncle Rob and your dad started yelling at each other about who was ruining the family's reputation. Grandma was sobbing. The venue shut the bar early." Total disaster. I leaned back and stared at the sky, a slow smile spreading across my face. My sister had decided she didn't need me at her wedding. Now the wedding itself had imploded, and suddenly I was the first person they all thought of. I opened a message from Emily. "Answer your phone. Please, I need you." Oh, now I was needed. I took a deep breath, thumb hovering over the keyboard. Then I typed, "Sorry. I'm a little busy enjoying my overreaction. Hope the wedding was fun." Then I blocked her number. I blocked my mother. I blocked Jake too, just in case they dragged him into the guilt trip squad. I waved over the bartender and ordered another drink. While my family ran around trying to put out fires, I lay there watching the ocean, totally untouched by the chaos. For once, their emergencies were not my problem. The next morning, I woke up to the sound of waves instead of my phone buzzing. For a moment, I forgot everything. Then, I turned my phone on. More than 20 missed calls from unrecognized numbers. Voicemails from people who thought if they just tried hard enough, I'd slip back into my old role and save the day. Curiosity won. I played the first voicemail, my mother's voice, sharp and frantic. I don't know what you think you're doing, but this is not the time for one of your tantrums. Your sister is devastated and we need you here. This family needs to stick together right now. Delete. Next one, Emily, sobbing. I don't understand why you're doing this. You're my brother. I need you. Please just call me back. Delete. Then one that made me laugh out loud. Jake, whispering like he was hiding in a closet. Dude, Mom and Aunt Lisa are planning to show up at your apartment when you get back. Just a heads up. Also, Grandma keeps saying the wedding was cursed because you weren't there. It's kind of hilarious. That one I saved. I stepped out onto the balcony. The sun was rising, spilling gold over the water. My family was probably back home, tired, drama-drained, sitting around a table trying to figure out who to blame. Meanwhile, I was in a bathrobe, sipping espresso, eating pancakes, and feeling lighter than I had in years. I snapped a photo of my breakfast, perfect pancakes, bright fruit, sparkling mimosa, and posted it with the caption, "Starting my day stress-free. Hope everyone back home is doing okay." Then I went through the missed calls list and just smiled. They had cut me out when it was convenient. Now that their plans burned down, I was suddenly the glue they wanted. Not anymore. Around midday, I was stretched under a shaded cabana by the beach, soft music playing, drink in hand when my phone buzzed again. This time, it was a message from Melissa. Okay, I know you're mad. And honestly, you have every right, but you have to hear what happened after the groom left. Call me. You're going to love this. I sighed, then chuckled. If anyone was going to deliver good gossip, it was her. I hit call. She answered immediately. Oh my God, finally, are you sitting down? I glanced around at the private cabana, the waves, the perfect sky. Yeah, I said, and I think I'm in the perfect place for this. Okay, she said, barely containing her excitement. So, after the groom walked out, Emily completely lost it. I'm talking full meltdown, screaming, sobbing, throwing things at the bridesmaids. The whole reception saw it. I smirked. Sounds about right. That's not even the best part, she continued. Aunt Lisa said in front of everyone that all of this could have been avoided if you'd been there. I blinked. Wait, what? Yeah, Melissa said, laughing. She said you're always the one who calms Emily down. That if you had been invited, you would have handled it or talked the groom off the ledge or something. I actually started laughing. So, let me get this straight, I said. They banned me from the wedding and now it's my fault it blew up because I wasn't there to fix it. Oh, it gets even better, she said. Your grandma jumped in and said, this is what happens when you disrespect family. You left out your own brother and look where that got you. She basically cursed Emily in front of everyone. Said if she had treated you better, she wouldn't be standing there alone in her wedding dress. I had to put my drink down so I wouldn't spill it. That's beautiful, I said, grinning. Poetic even. And then, Melissa went on, your mom tried to call the groom's family to smooth things over. His mom told her, this is your mess now, and hung up. I leaned back, shaking my head, laughing. So, where does that leave Emily? Last I heard, Melissa said, she's still crying, still blaming everyone except herself. Talking about backup plans and rescheduled dates, but honestly, that thing is dead. You know what the best part is? I asked. What? I took a slow sip. I don't care, Melissa burst into laughter. Honestly, good, you shouldn't. I just thought you'd appreciate knowing that karma showed up in a big way. Oh, I definitely appreciate it, I said, smirking. Thanks for the update. Enjoy your trip, she replied. And for the record, You did the right thing. I hung up, feeling more satisfied than I had in years. They wanted a wedding without me. They got a disaster instead. And the universe had done all the work for me. I raised my glass toward the horizon. To the best decision I ever made, I murmured and drank. The rest of the day, I didn't touch my phone except to take more photos and order room service. I booked a sunset cruise, watched the sky burn orange and purple, and ate one of the best meals of my life by the ocean. At one point, I wondered if I should feel bad for Emily. Then I remembered that she had cut me out without a second thought. No conversation, no hesitation, just tough cuts. Yeah. No. Later that night, I took one last picture of the beach, the sky glowing in the fading light, and posted it with a simple caption: "Zero regrets." The next morning, I woke up feeling free. No guilt, no knot in my chest, no waiting for a crisis to land on my shoulders. Just the ocean, the sun, and peace. Out of curiosity, I turned my phone back on. As expected, chaos. From Mom. "You need to stop acting like a child and call me." From Emily. "I can't believe you're doing this to me. You're so selfish." From Mom again. "This isn't funny. Emily is heartbroken. Do you even care?" From an unknown number. Probably an aunt. "We need to fix this family before it's too late." Then Melissa, again. "Okay, I know you're ignoring everyone, but read this. Your mom is trying to get everyone together for a family talk when you get back. Just a warning." I actually laughed. They seriously thought I was just going to stroll back into town, sit down at the table, and let them scold me for not saving the disaster they created. "Not this version of me," I texted Melissa back. "Thanks for the heads up, but I won't be there," she replied instantly. "What do you mean I'm extending my trip?" I wrote. "They cut me out, so I'm cutting myself off. Completely." I could practically see her face. Shock and admiration mixed together. A second later, "Okay, that's iconic. Tell me everything when you eventually come back." I smiled, opened my laptop, and extended my stay. Another whole week. No family meetings, no interventions, no emotional blackmail, just me and the ocean. Before I closed my messages, I sent one final text to Mom and Emily. "Oh, so now you want me around? Sorry. I'm too busy enjoying my overreaction. Good luck cleaning up your own messes." Then I blocked them again. For real this time, I dropped my phone on the bed, walked out into the sunlight, and let the warmth soak into my skin. No guilt, no drama, no anxiety, just the sound of the waves and the knowledge that, for the first time in my life, I had chosen myself, and it was the best decision I've ever made. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and hit the notification bell to stay updated with more shocking real-life stories happening around you.